Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's fourth and final video. We're going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's final video, day 10 will take us to the 13th of December. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with GFS and ECM ensembles. Maybe it's around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at GFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. And that will get us more or less to the end of December. I shall get on with that for you in a moment. Just to say that the first video today was a 6 AM upload with also these weekend broadcasts and the ECM video for 2 days / 6 week podcast. So check out those 2 videos if you'd like to. That thank you so much everybody for doing that. Did a live stream last night. It was amazing, incredible. I hope you all enjoyed live stream. We had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs on the live. So check it out. If you was not able to watch it live, you can watch it on catch up, and it was a lot of fun. We've reached 15,000 subscribers, and subs moved very, very quickly in the past couple of days, and so we are now well past 15,000, and so that means that on Monday we will be giving away our £50 for 15k Amazon voucher. I've got the voucher here. Look, it's a deluxe edition. Wow. Deluxe edition voucher with a nice little ribbon and in a box and that, you know, pushing a boat out. Gav's pushing a boat out for 15k. So if you want to be in a chance of winning that, just let me know when we put your name in the name picker on Monday's live stream. Got to be UK based. That includes Channel Islands and Northern Ireland. So you got to be in to win it, and you know, let me know in the comments, or you can email GavsWeatherVids@gmail.com. and whatnot, and we'll place you into the name picker, and we'll do that at the beginning or early on in Monday's live stream at 8 PM. Somebody will be winning the £50 Amazon voucher with the black box and the orange ribbon. Goodness gracious me, I don't know. Gav's push the boat out. Right, well, we'll get, shall we? We'll have a look at your 10 to 14 day. Let's do that then. I'm going to start off with the centering temperature. The ECT is currently sitting at 3.9. Which is 0.6 of a degree below average, slightly cooler than average for the first couple of days of December. That is provisional to yesterday. So the second that will drop more over the first half of December. I reckon by mid-month that could well be into the ones. Wouldn't that be interesting? Just have a quick look at December through the year. So we can go back to 16.9 with centering temperature, of course, the longest and most reliable temperature record anywhere on Earth. Over the further back we go, more unreliable it becomes only a snapshot of what conditions were like. Well, we come down through the centuries and whatnot, and we get to 2022. Of course, we had a remarkably warm year, with most months exceptionally warm. July and August, for example, both getting over 18 Celsius CT. We've had a very warm autumn as well. October 12.8, November 9.2, one of the warmest Novembers on record. December's number will be placed just there. So our warmest December on record was not that long ago. It's back in 2015 at 9.6. It's an incredible number. Previous to that, the 2 joint warmest Decembers were back in 1938, so let's find that. There it is, 1934, wasn't it? Just there, 8.1. And then again, we got to 8.1 in 1974. So 1934 and 1974 both got to 8.1. However, the Met Office have slightly tweaked 1974's number from 8.1 to 7.9. So previously, we had like the joint warmest Decembers with both 74 and 34 at 8.1. They decided to tweak that by 0.2 of a degree. I wonder why. Anyway, smashing both of those years, of course, was 2015, absolutely obliterating both 34 and 74, because December 2015 came out at 9.6, which was over a degree above the previous existing records, and that was absolutely amazing. But it was only a few years before that we had an exceptionally cold December. Of course, I have a December to remember in 2010 when we went down to minus 0.7, which was virtually the coldest December within the entire CT record. The only year that was colder than that, it was only just colder, was December 1890. Just here, but went down to minus 0.8. So it's only like 0.1 of a degree off the coldest December within the entire Central England temperature record, back to 1659. And if we time it, because you'll remember that the freeze of 2010 started in the final week of November, and then went on to Christmas. So if we had timed it just a few days later, you know, and we'd be able to run the cold weather on towards New Year rather than stopping it between Christmas and New Year, we would have beaten 1890. I'm convinced about. I've always been convinced of that. We would have had the coldest December within the entire CT record. So that was remarkable. You know, that's absolutely amazing from a cold perspective. More recently, December has been rather variable. So in 2017. We had a coolest December at 4.7. 2020, again, another coolest December at 4.9. Had a very mild December in 2018 at 6.8. And last December, very mild too at 6.3. Part of the very mild winter, of course. So we haven't had a cold December, though, what you classify as a genuinely cold December since 2010. And the question for this December is, will December 2022 be a genuinely cold month? It's certainly going to be starting off on a cold note. Will it be a cold month? And, you know, will we have our first cold December for 12 years? That's going to be an interesting question to ponder. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles. Let's go which look Preston today. So the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Preston. We're already below average at the moment. By the time we get through to the middle and second half next week, we're going even colder. So we're going considerably colder than average. And a prolonged cold spell setting up really through the first half of December. It looks as though the upper air temperatures and the surface temperatures will be colder than average. Into the second half of the month, we might be seeing a few hints of a little bit of a recovery in the upper air temperatures back closer to average. Of course, that's a long way off its extended range. You will notice that the Greenland, which is the GFS operational 6-hour operational run, takes off and at one point becomes a mild outlier in the middle part of the run. You'll find out in a moment how it does that. Precipitation-wise, going to be quite a bit of dry weather over the next few days, but will turn more unsettled. And of course, when we're in this cold period just here, these precipitation spikes might not only be rain, they could also be snow. Temperature anomalies shall be 30, 11.7, going to be colder than average. That's a big change on most of 2022, to be honest. Look how cold it is over the Nordic countries. So Norway, Sweden, particularly Norway though, setting out like 8-10 degrees below average. So very cold across Northern Europe. And yes, we are going to be included in that as well, along with Ireland. Precipitation anomalies shall be third to the 11th of December. Most areas dry than average, but notice nearer normal precipitation more towards eastern areas. Good hint of wintry showers coming in off the North Sea. Latest Mineral map from NorthSchool.net shows that winds are in from the east, so high pressure has successfully taken over across Scandinavia, and that is dragging in quite a long fetch easterly. Now, initially, that hasn't got much cold air within it. It does feel chilly, but initially, that's not a particularly cold easterly. But later on next week, that wind will turn more northeasterly, and then things will be getting colder. So let's see how that happens. This is the latest UK Met Euro run for midnight on Tuesday, still bringing in those easterlies then. Midnight to Wednesday, we're pushing southwards a weak cold front, and the allegations in the isobars here. And behind that, we're opening the door to what will be quite a cold north or northeasterly wind. And so the second half of next week will turn colder and also perhaps increasingly wintry with a growing threat of snow, particularly in northern areas, but maybe not exclusively so. That's how we look as we get to next weekend. Midnight on Saturday, we're within a cold and unstable air mass, and these troughs within the flow could enhance the risk of, wintry conditions. Icon looks like that. Once more, the wind is in from the east on Tuesday. Then we'll go northeasterly to northeasterly Wednesday to Thursday. That brings colder air in from the north. It's an unstable air mass as well, with these troughs of low pressure, the kinks in the isobars and negations, indicating that there is a growing risk of wintry conditions at the end of next week and into next weekend. The devil, of course, will be in the detail as to where any snow is going to be. GFS midnight run, once more, looking much of a muchness on Tuesday, easy winds and winter northeasterly Wednesday to Thursday. It's an unstable air mass, it's troughs of low pressure within the flow, and so there will be a risk with these cold northerly and east winds that we could see some snow, especially in central and northern areas, but not necessarily exclusively so. Up to date tab, the GFS midnight rain keeps it cold. That gets us to midnight Tuesday, 3rd December. Winter still coming in from the east or the northeast. We've still got troughs of low pressure in the flow. No, there's still going to be a risk of snow, and it will still be cold then as well. Beyond that, into extended range with the GFS midnight run, we get this strong easterly going across England and Wales. That will be a really cold easterly wind, I think, and that could drive in snow showers into southern and eastern parts of the country. Well, the high pressure vent sort of sits very close to the country. We just keep it chilly then. We're on the periphery of the really cold stuff, which is to our north and the east, but still generally quite blocked, even up to the 19th of December. And we're approaching Christmas there, and we're still looking relatively chilly at the very least, with that ridge of high pressure. The GFS 6Z is pushing through those east winds again on Tuesday. Then the winter northerly northeasterly Wednesday to Thursday. Trough of low pressure sinks down across the country. In the second half of next week, that could bring an increasing risk of snow in some parts of the country. Better change with the GFS 6. This deep area of low pressure, which I think we talked about yesterday, is a subtropical low from the Azores. That starts pushing into the country as a major area of low pressure. That could bring some snow initially as it comes into the cold air, but it is also bringing milder air up from the Azores as well. So that's a milder area of low pressure. Showers and longer spells of rain, probably snow across Scotland by that point. Below base sort of clears away into France. We get wind back in to the northeast. And beyond that, high pressure comes back in, turning us mostly dry and cold with overnight frost. Where the high pressure goes beyond that would determine what's going to happen at Christmas, of course. Remember, that low that is bringing in milder air, this low just here, is an outlier within the GFS ensembles. Some want to do something similar, that one just there, for example. But most of the ensemble members are keeping things pretty cold down there. So it might have lost the plot a little bit with that area of low pressure. If you enjoyed the video, then please you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Drop a comment and let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. It's amazing, it's incredible. And we thank you so very much, everybody, for doing that. GM, again, with those east winds on Tuesday. Now they've got wind into the northeast Wednesday to Thursday, looking cold and wintry at the end of next week with these troughs of low pressure sinking southwards within that cold flow, just enhancing the risk of wintry conditions into the early part of next week. The GFS, the GM, I should say, keeps it cold as well, although maybe begin to lose that northerly a little bit by 13th of December. And then on to the east, but it will still be cold. It's on to ECM. So once more, we've got the east wind push through the country on Tuesday. That turns northerly northeasterly Wednesday to Thursday. Troughs of low pressure around the country, enhancing the risk of some snow into the end week and weekend. It will be very cold as well. Now that's the area of low pressure, the subtropical area of low pressure around the Azores next weekend, that the GFS whips up into a major feature and pushes in that direction. What does the ECM do with it? So the ECM takes it actually into Spain and Portugal. Portugal, and that allows us to keep the wind in from the north and from the northeast. So the ECM keeps it cold right way up to day 10. Actually, 13th of December, we are still into cold weather with winds in from the north and from the northeast. So a prolonged cold spell with the ECM midnight run. This is a precipitation forecast based on the ECM run from tometeo.com. So a few showers in the east at the moment, make a turn a bit wintry tonight and tomorrow. Showers continue to come in from the east on Monday into Tuesday. Then the wind turns northerly northeast. You notice the blue turn to green. That's most of the showers turning to snow, particularly in the far north and around the western and the eastern coast too. And maybe a little bit of snow even into the south there, for example. On the 11th of December, that brings a little bit of snow even into more southern counties. Again, a lot of the snow is confined to the coast due to the northerly nature of the wind. But again, it's a long way off this. It's like days 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there'll be more disturbances, I suspect, popping up within relatively short timescales than the model is noticing at the moment, for example. So I would expect there to be more snow around late next week and into next weekend than the model is indicating there. These are the options on the table within the ECM ensemble today. For day 10 from the Icelandic Met Office gets to the 13th of December. 18 members of the ECM ensembles with low pressure over top of the country. High pressure blocking away to the north, to the northwest. So that's going to be very unsettled and quite cold. We've got 13 clear control. Again with high pressure blocking to our north, low pressure over to the south. That should be bringing the wind in from an easterly direction. That looks like it's quite cold and wintry. 12, again, mid-Atlantic ridge towards Greenland. Trough of low pressure over the country and to south, includes the operational run, so that's keeping things cold up to day 10. And then 8 just here with high pressure blocking to our north, lower pressure towards west-southwest. That might just be bringing some slightly less cold air, especially to the south, from off the Atlantic. So that could be the mildest option of the four. But even that one is close to keeping it cold. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. This will get us to the 18th of December, 22 members of the ECM ensembles with blocking towards Greenland, maybe more towards the Canadian side of Greenland, but nevertheless, we still look quite cold with this. Trough of low pressure to the eastern country, that should still be keeping in the wind from an east or northeast direction. 15, again, with blocking in the Atlantic up towards Greenland. Low pressure is over top of the country. That might be a slightly less cold option. A little bit more of an Atlantic influence, maybe. And then 14 here with high pressure just within the northern latitudes, within the North Atlantic, up towards Scandinavia and Iceland. Low pressure to our south, and that will be bringing the wind for a cold easterly direction. To be honest, it looks like we might keep things cold even into the second half of December there. Southwest reaches finally reaches 500 millibar. High tonnage bring down to week periods. The first week period takes from the 3rd to the 9th of December. Coming week has masses of northern blocking and winds in from the east, so looking cold in the week ahead, as we've explained. Week 2 is also cold. It's the 10th to 16th of December, again blocking around Greenland. Low pressure blocking around Greenland, low pressure around the northwest Europe, and winds in from that northeast direction, so cold and wintry in the second week. Week 3 is going to be the 17th, 23rd of December, a little bit less cold this week. Low pressure more towards the north, high pressure building bit to the south. We have still got quite strong blocking, but retreats more towards the Canadian side of Greenland, and so wind will go more westerly. So in the 3rd week of December, we probably turn things a bit milder. And then week 4 is going to be the 24th to the 30th of December, over Christmas week, Christmas Eve actually, to nearly New Year's Eve. While blocking is still there to the north. High pressure in the Azores pulls away from us. This low looks like it could be lining up jet stream on a northwest-southeast alignment. So I wonder whether that might be starting to transition back to something a little bit colder as we go through the Christmas week. Probably starting relatively mild for Christmas itself, and then maybe transitioning back to something a bit colder, as we get towards the new year, perhaps. I wonder, it's 4 weeks away, so it's not worth worrying about. Right, we're done. If you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share, subscribe, make sure everybody for doing that. Drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so very much, everyone, for doing that. Right, just so coming tomorrow, 6 AM upload. I think a Christmas update pencil for tomorrow, but the main issue tomorrow is that at 5 PM, we are going to be premiering the GavsWeatherVids Winter 2022-2023 forecast. So we've been building up to this through the summer and the autumn. We have finally reached the end of our journey, and you will see tomorrow with our premiere what we are forecasting for the coming winter. So, wow, I shall see you on the red carpet for that at 5 PM. But for today's videos and for this video, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and bye for now.